Yo, what's up everybody? How's it going? It's time for the last Chroma, Bloom and Blight update video before the release of the game. So let's just start talking about that immediately. We have a release date. It's going to be on the 28th of January at 7 AM PST. Now let me check this really quick. Yes, okay, I have it right. I just wanted to really make sure so I don't tell you anything wrong. 7 AM PST. Why PST? It's because everything Valve does operates on PST, so I said it based on that. But yeah, I have a bunch of stuff I want to show off today. Although I don't think I will spend too much time on gameplay, just because I think I don't really want to like spoil anything. We're getting so close to release that I think showing it off too much wouldn't really enhance the experience so much at this point. So we'll probably play like a match today, but mostly I just want to show off a few features that we've been working on. But yes, anyway, let's get into it then. So the first thing, and this is going to be really important for the upcoming tournament, which let me actually like briefly talk about this. So we've got a tournament coming up for Chroma, which is going to be on the 16th of January. It will be on my Twitch channel, and we will be playing just a good old tournament. We had people sign up for it, and I initially thought we're going to have like 20 people. We have 128 signups right now, which is way more than I expected, making it a way bigger tournament than I expected, which means we need to make it a 2-day tournament. So we will be running the tournament on both Saturday and on Sunday. So that also means there's no more possibility to sign up. It's full. The tournament is full. Although I can tell you right now that if you are interested in maybe participating later, or like maybe participating anyway, like if you just show up in the Discord, we might let you in, but no promises, right? No promises. But if you show up at around the time, we might let you in anyway. We will be making more details regarding the tournament available very, very soon. We need to just organize it a little bit. We'll probably do that tomorrow. But anyway, so the first thing I want to do today is related to this tournament. We actually just added in friend challenge and best of 3. So what is a best of 3? Well, in Chroma, like in, you know, card games in general, you have your deck of cards, right? And this deck of cards, like it comes with your 40 cards that you have in it. By the way, I'm aware that this down here is a little bit awkward right now. Don't worry, we were still working on it, right? And then you have what's called a sideboard, which is used for best of 3. The way best of 3 works is that in the first match, you just play with the deck as you have it here. And then in between the first and the second game, you go into sideboarding, where you can change out cards from your deck with cards from the sideboard, as well as change your mana curve. So that's something that's really interesting, and I kind of want to show that off today. So anyway, I asked Mickey to send me a challenge, so you can see she did send me a challenge here. This menu is still a little bit quirky right now, but I'm going to accept it. So now we are loading into a game against Mickey. Now we're not going to actually play this game. We're just going to like play a turn or two, and then, you know, we're going to concede just so you can see that we're actually playing. In the background here, you can already see something that's pretty exciting as well. This right here is the Bane Grove board, which is going to be an alternate board that is going to be available for purchase at release. Sorry, this one isn't free. You get 2 boards for free, but this one is not going to be free. Anyway, Mickey decided to not actually want to play against me, so she will just concede immediately. And here we go into sideboarding. So this is what the sideboarding looks like right now. I'm still going to polish this up a little bit. So in the sideboarding, you can go in here and you can change your mana curve. So I can say, you know what, I actually would like to start out with 2 green and then maybe 2 purple instead of what I had before. And I can take out cards. So I can say, oh, I want to take these out. Right, and then I want to add in 3 of this and 3 of this and maybe 2 of this. And I see, oh, I have 41. Okay, let me take out 1 more. And there we go. I have updated my deck. And now if I confirm, we go into the next match as soon as Mickey also confirms. Who's currently taking her time. All right, I guess that's a delicate sideboarding experience happening over there. There we go. So we go into game 2. Of our best of 3, and you can see now We are going to have cards in the deck that we didn't have in the deck before. Maybe we can even find one. Yeah, there you see. There's Latent Warp Spring, which I didn't have in the deck before. And we have Steward of Man, which we didn't have in the deck before. The bottom text was wrong. Okay, yeah, we're still finishing stuff up. Okay, look. But yeah. And you can also see that if you pay close attention here, it's a little bit hard to see right now because, you know, it's a little dark. But we have our mana curve adjusted to be the 2 green and purple that we just changed it to. So yeah, you can see that's just kind of how it works. It does also work for the next game. So we can, if I now concede, right, because Mickey conceded the first game. So if I just go and concede this match, then it will show us defeat, and we go back into the sideboarding where we can say, actually, you know what, this mana curve was kind of bad. Let me go back to what I had before. Right, this feels a lot better. This feels more powerful, and I want to put Oathbound back into the deck, and I want to put my Emeritus Battle Monks and my Psychemists in, but let me take out these Accursed Strangers and these Bloom Vagrants and the Frontline Overseer. Now, you know, maybe I felt like these cards weren't really helping me win the game, like they were just not actually doing what we needed to do. So I confirm here, and we go back into our third game. And yeah, I just saw that it says best of 1 here. Look, again, we're working on it. And in we go. And maybe, again, we can find one of the cards we just sideboarded. I don't think we did Rest Now. Currently, we did Rest Now earlier. Is there a time limit on sideboarding? Yeah, it's in the top right corner. There's a clock that ticks down. I don't know what the time limit is right now. I think it's 2 minutes, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But yeah. Anyway, so you can see that's how sideboarding works. And this will be one of the like main game modes that will be in the game at release. So you will be able to play best of 1 and best of 3. And but best of 1, I understand, is like a little bit quicker and feels maybe a little bit more dynamic because you get more stuff done. The game really is actually designed to be played as best of 3. And I'm hoping that you guys will have a good time playing in the best of 3 format. Anyway, we can now concede this final game here, and now you can see, oh no, we actually lost this time for real. And so we go into the battle pass here, and there we are. Very good. If you win, will you unlock cards? Oh, there are no, you don't have to unlock any cards in Chroma. Maybe I should make sure to always mention that. But the moment you download Chroma, you will have access to all of the cards. You don't have to worry about unlocking anything. You don't have to purchase them. You just have them. It's not a big deal. You won't have fancy full arts like me. Those you're gonna have to purchase. Like, you're not gonna have this bad boy. I have that one. Yeah, you're not gonna have a cool High Archpriest Glycephane. But yes. Anyway, you can see, by the way, here's our store, where you can see all of these nice little artworks we have in here. We added in a second store page. We also added in this emote system. Right, so I can buy emotes and add them, equip them. You can view loading screens like this by just clicking on them, or you have this little side-scrolling thing. To the right side, you can purchase the Battle Pass, which currently looks like this. It's not that pretty. We're actually reworking this entire page really quickly. It's already, like, it's coming very, very soon. It should be coming this week. And it's actually the 2 remaining features that we still haven't finished and that need to be done is we are working on reworking the Battle Pass, which is already fully designed, as well as reworking this play menu at the bottom, which is also already fully designed. And one thing that is currently still missing, but we're gonna, but only missing on the client, it is actually available in the engine. I just don't want to share it quite yet, is the lore page and everything that's in there. So that's kind of like a hidden thing. Are there different boards? Yes, you can go into your inventory and then click here. And so there's the default arena, which you can equip. This right here is the simple arena, which is better for lower, lower powered computers. And then this right here is the one we played on just a second ago. I just think this one is really nice. Do the boards have modifiers? No, they don't matter. They're just visuals. They're just visuals, right? But the game, by default, you will have the default arena available, and you will have the simple arena available. And we've decided to make the simple arena available for free, just because it's kind of something that will, I think, be better for players that have lower performance computers. Now, I want to show off something that is really quite fancy, and I don't know, like it's okay, let me just show it off a little bit. So I've showed this off before, right? We have talked about this before, but we have this debugger right here. Now this debugger, while it may still look the same as it did before, it is actually been, like, it has actually been expanded quite a lot. And it's got so many cool features now, you honestly, like, wouldn't believe it, right? It is kind of crazy. I wanted to spend some time today showing off some of these features, and you know, like, kind of like hoping that maybe you guys can also get as excited for it as I am excited for it. Now, to answer the question immediately, if you go into the options menu, you can just enable the debugger. Right, you can just click this button and then you have it enabled. It is only single player. Debugger doesn't work in multiplayer. And when I say it doesn't work in multiplayer, I mean it literally just cannot interact with multiplayer in any way. It is not possible. There's no like soft barrier between the two. The multiplayer runs exclusively on the server, and the server has no idea what the debugger is, so it just wouldn't work. Anyway. What does the debugger do? Well, the debugger has some fun buttons. So for example, I can add mana. If we now check in game, you can see I have 1,000,000 mana. I can add a card into my hand. So for example, if I want to add a song for dancing into my hand, if we check in game now, you can see I now have a song for dancing in my hand. Now, that in of itself isn't really that exciting, and we've already talked about that before. I wasn't gonna waste your time if that's all I had to show for you. All that I had to show today. But there's a bunch of new really fun features. So for example, something you can do is you can disable the bot AI. So if I click this, now the bot isn't going to do anything on its own. And what I can also do is I can now enable manual action up here, which gives me this little window. And this little window will show me everything the bot can do right now. Now the bot can't do anything at the current time because it's my turn. So let me end my turn. I have ended my turn. So now it's my opponent's turn. You can see that the bot can actually play cards. Now, if I give the bot mana, which I can do, I can give the bot more mana here. Now it shows you all of the things that the bot can do, which, as you can see, is actually quite a lot. So for example, I can play a Spire Protector at page 4, and then I need to select a target for the Spire Protector. And if we now have a look here, you can see there's a Spire Protector which disarmed one of my guys. So I am actually in full control over everything the bot can do. Now this is where it gets extra fun. What I can do as well is I can go in here and I can, well, first of all, you have replays, right? You have got an input folder for replays and an output folder. And you can like go into your output folder and grab a replay and put it into your input folder to replay it there. You can also just click this button, which exports the replay to input automatically, which I'm going to do right now. Now, if I go ahead and concede the game, right? Let me go ahead and go back into the main menu. Can you cheat by doing stuff with the bot directly, adding cards and such? Yes, you can add cards into the bot's hand. You can add cards into, you can add mana into the hand. You can really do anything. So what I can do now is I am in this one, in this window. So you can see this right here is green. And in this menu, we are now in a replay mode because like that's what it being green indicates. Now, in the replay mode right now, you can see we're still on the loading screen. That's because the game is waiting for us to tell it what we want to do. And I'm just gonna go ahead and click this right here. I'm gonna set the speed to 2000 milliseconds and then click play. And that will result in the game we just played, playing back with each action being played every 2000 milliseconds. So you can see that things are now happening just the way they were before. I'm not doing anything, right? But I think during our turn, right, we played 2 of these. We have 2 of them down. It's my opponent's turn now. The bot played a Spire Protector, and cool. We've got the disarm, and at that point, I conceded. Now, that in of itself may not seem that exciting, right? Like, what's so exciting about that? It's just a replay of you playing against the bot. You know what's really fun? Those replays work for multiplayer. What that means isn't that you can like use a replay to somehow interact with the multiplayer, but the data that we get from the multiplayer, we can transfer into replays, which we are going to make available to download at the end of every match. It's not currently in the game, but there's no reason why it won't be at release. So what you will then be able to do is after a game is over, you can just go in and download the replay of a game and then play with that and kind of like see what happened. Now, you know what's even more exciting than that? Let me show you something that goes even beyond that, right? So that in of itself is pretty cool, right? Just the fact that we have replays. But we are back in the same replay that we just played. Now let me go ahead and just click +1 instead of clicking play. So now you can see that just a bunch of stuff is happening. We're going to keep clicking this until we actually get into the game, right? So you can see every single step that's being done. And I'm not going to go through all of them right now because I think that would just be a little bit too much. But if I click this a little bit more, you can see, for example, that, by the way, I keep clicking +1 here, right? So every time I click +1, another card is being played. So I'm not doing anything right now, but I will click +1 now, and here's the next guy. Now this is where it gets really, really cool. Because let's say I played a match. I played a match against another player, and I'm wondering, did I make the right play at this moment? Did I do the right thing, or did I make a mistake? What I can do is I can actually take over the replay right now. So for example, I can just start playing this and this guy. Now you might be like, wait, that wasn't part of the original replay. Yeah, it wasn't. It doesn't need to be. I don't have to do the same things that I did in the previous game. This replay can actually be live modified and changed. And now you can see the bot isn't doing anything because the replay is over. We changed what happened. But I can now go over in here again, right? And I can give the bot mana. And now I take my manual action here, right? And I can say, oh, okay, I want to play the Benefactor, and I want to play Watcher over Orbits, and I want to play the Can Be Trusted, right? And then I have to like choose a card here. Perfect. And then this guy will end his turn. Now, you know what's even funner? This has now created its own replay. So if I go, by the way, I don't know, I hope everything's fine and my computer didn't just randomly die. But what I can now do is I can, as I currently still have export replay to input enabled, is I can now go and I can just concede out of this game. And now I have a replay of what we just created. Could you then also take over the opponent then to see for future further turns? Yes, I just did that, right? I just took over what my opponent did. I checked their hand. I saw the options that they had available, right? So if I now click play on this replay, you will see that everything we just did actually happened the way we modified it in the second replay, or like during the replay, right? So you can see this isn't the same game that we were just playing a second ago. And now I have a replay of this match. So you can actually go into a match and try out different scenarios, right? You can be like, okay, I made this play. Is this right? Was this a mistake? So you can just maybe pass the turn, go into the bot side of things, check their hand, see what things were available to them. You know what's even more fun? You can import decks. So let me go ahead and grab a deck. Let me just go ahead and well, wait, let me do maybe something a bit easier. Let me go ahead and grab, I need to stop thinking about this so much. Let me just grab this guy. So I can export this deck. So I take this export code and I go into a single player game. I'm spending so much time on this right now. I'm just really excited about it. I think it is so cool. So I can go in here and I can now change the deck of both me and the bot. and I can grab this, and I have the deck import. So I take this, I import this code, and you can see now it gives me a list of cards in the deck, right? And what I can now do is I can rearrange the order of the cards. So currently the bot will draw 3 Mana Drones, 2 Monomaniacs, 3 Foundries in that order. And I can fully rearrange the cards in the deck, right? And change them up. So let's say I want the bot to draw 2 Rummages first and a Revels in Cruelty. Right? And if I apply this to deck selection now, at this point, again, we have messed with the replay. So the replay won't actually really happen, right? But if I now click play, the game will still load us as far as it can, which means it will get us into the mulligan. Right? And now if I come in here, it is currently the bot's turn. Oh, actually, I guess it is kind of trying to recreate some stuff because this stuff was all on my side. But it is now the opponent's turn. And the bot can't do what it would do, and I had clicked play on the replay and it just ended. That was my bad. Is this a feature in game? This is already fully available. Everything I'm showing you right now is fully available to use as I am using it right now. But the important thing is that you will be able to use this for multiplayer stuff as well. Right? But yeah, you can see we are now playing against Architect. Right, so let me go ahead and just move forward a bit. What I just did was a bit of a mistake on my end. There wasn't anything wrong with the way the bot did things. I just kind of like took over. I just let the replay run through without, you know, like doing anything. So that was my bad. But if I now go in here, right, again, I see the manual action for the bot. And then you can actually see that I have these Mana Drones in hand. Remember how we put 3 Mana Drones and 2 Rummages on top of the deck? Yeah, there they are. You can fully modify your deck, you can fully modify your opponent's deck, you can import deck codes, you can play replays, you can change replays, you can replay replays. This is essentially a fully functioning task system. Isn't that sick? I just think it's really cool. But I think at this point, it's probably time to move on from my really cool debugger that I think is really exciting. And that will be hopefully usable for you guys. Well, it is usable for you, but it is gonna be very useful, I think, you know, for learning the game. You can like check your replays and see what you did right, what you did wrong. You know, like maybe replay certain things, you know, try different paths through the match. And you know, like all sorts of theory crafting, you know, maybe you just want to know how a card works. You can just go in, add it into your hand. And, yeah. So that's something that I'm really, really, really excited about. Cool. Well, I think as like the final thing that I would like to do today is I would like to just play a match. Now, I just want to play a good old casual best of 1 game. I'm hoping we'll find somebody here. The reason why I want to just play a match is because we've actually added a lot of sound effects. They're not perfect yet. We're still working on polishing them up, and they're also not complete yet. So it's not the finished amount of sound effects, but it's actually quite a lot in there, and I'm quite excited about it. So anyway, we get into a match. We are playing as Checkmati, which I don't know if I should be saying this. Should I be saying this? But Checkmati is my personal favorite hero. I love Checkmati. Checkmati is a lot of fun. Let me go ahead and explain how Checkmati works. And let me also go ahead and explain how Bebo Boomo works, which is the other hero we're playing against. So, Checkmati has 3 abilities like every hero does. With the exception for Quill, but we don't talk about Quill here. So, this right here is the primary ability for Checkmati. It says deal 3 damage to a target that has dealt damage to you before. So it's an ability that isn't very proactive. It requires the opponent to deal damage to you first. But then whenever something dealt damage to you, you can hit them for quite a lot of damage. It is really the kind of effect that is more reactive, right? We don't want Checkmati to be too violent. Then we have this, mark target L page with Cells Protection. So let me go ahead and do this. So I have now marked this page with Cells Protection. What Cells Protection does is each turn redirect the first point of damage a permanent in this page will take to your hero. So I think you can already kind of see how these play out. I can now place something in this page and it will redirect damage it takes to my hero, allowing me to use my primary to hit it, which is a very powerful effect. It's especially nice with a card like Emeritus Battle Monk, which is a companion for 3 mana. All your opponent's spells and abilities that target anything instead target me. After I become the target of a spell or ability, I deal 1 damage to your opponent and restore 1 health to you. So Emeritus Battle Monk is great because it kind of like absorbs spells and abilities and redirects them to itself, which you can then use Cell's Protection to protect your Emeritus Battle Monk and then use your primary ability to deal damage to your opponent. Finally, Shikmati has a very fun, interesting ultimate ability that we will talk about when we get to it. I think right now it's still a little bit early for that. Now let me go ahead and get this Emeritus Battle Monk into play. And we can leave it in the guard. Do we want it in the combat stance? Do we want a guarded stance? I think we're gonna leave it in the combat stance. I know there's just a 3-2 in play, which is not a great matchup for the Battle Monk, but the Battle Monk, first of all, there's always a slight chance that Devil makes a mistake and tries to buff something here, in which case our Battle Monk gets stronger. But secondly, we absorb 1 of those points of damage, which makes it a bit safer for our Battle Monk. Anyway, playing against Bebobumo. Bebobumo has a primary ability, change the stance of target allied companion. This isn't too crazy, it's like a fine effect. Oh, great, this worked out fantastic. So we're gonna play the Frontline Overseer. This has a rally effect and a Dawn, which gives +1/+1, which is really nice because now I can easily take this trade. Right, and you can see how Cell's Protection offers just so much value in terms of like keeping this guy alive. Is that green 40 your health? Yes, we have, both heroes start out with 40 health. Currently we have 38, and Devil's still at 40. Oh, there goes my guy. Kind of hoping to get some more value out of that. Okay, well, there's some big stuff. Well, why is Devil able to play something this big already? This is a 5 mana companion. That's because of Bebobumo's secondary ability. At the start of your turn, add any unspent mana from last turn to your mana pool until end of turn. That's a bit of a mouthful, right? So it can be a bit tricky to like really get an understanding of what that actually means. But in short, the way this ability works is it makes it so if last turn you had 2 mana that you didn't spend, you get those 2 mana for the next turn. You can spend them there. So you can kind of transfer mana between turns. We're going to use So, which is a very, very powerful card. There we go. Sorry, it seems the server is a little bit laggy right now. Which lets us choose an enchantment and a companion, and enchantment and companion with a mana cost of 3 or less, and put them into the story, and also add a spell into our hand. This is pretty much perfect. We can get this Bloom Vagrant, we can get a Mournful Tutelage, and we can get another Soul. So we're going to play this here. We're going to play this guy right there. You know, that way we get some more value. Now the question is, how much do we fear this Will of the Wood? Probably quite a lot. So I am gonna, as much as this pains me, I'm going to activate this right here, give this +2 attack, and get a hit in. Thank you very much. So by the way, I'm sure you're noticing that there's a bit of a delay right now on everything that's happening. Apologies for that. That's actually a bug that we're currently trying to figure out. And that's just kind of a bit unfortunate. But hey, we're working on that, right? Anyway, so we have two powerful cards in play right now because of So. Mournful Tutelage, which gives buffs and can be used actively to provide buffs, and then also this Bloom Vagrant, which spawns these fun little bluecons, which is a very helpful effect because it just kind of helps us fill up the board, which we're always in favor of. Alright then. So this is a bit of a scary turn because Devil hasn't spent much mana. Oh no. Oh no. She didn't spend 5 mana. So these 5 mana, Bebu will have access to next turn. That is scary. Well, for now, I think what we do is we try to prevent that from going really, really bad. So first thing, get that trade. That's just a nice one. Never mind, it resurrected. Okay, that's not so good for us. But it's not too bad, it's just a 1/1. We play an Asphyxiating Wishmonger. Asphyxiating Wishmonger is very nice because it has this effect. Opposing characters can't use their abilities. That is the kind of effect that just is really, really, really good at suppressing your opponent out of like doing stuff you don't want them to do. I'm also going to put this into the guarded stance because I'm really worried about this next turn. And I don't want to be caught off guard by anything, right? Even if it's just this 1/1, I don't know what it's going to be, right? But let's just try to prevent things from going too sour here. I find it very interesting that you went for first-person card text. We have a bit of a variety in that regard. So it's notably only companions that speak in the first person. The reason for that is that we wanted them to feel like they have agency. We wanted them to feel like they are the ones making the decisions. It's not just you, the player, who is, you know, you are sitting in front of your computer playing the video game. No. The companions, they stand by your side. They are with you in this battle and they are the ones doing things. And they are happy to do those things of their own choice, right? They are making the decision there. And that agency I felt was something we could represent well by going for this first person card text. All right, we're going to go ahead and get this right there. Thank you very much. We can swap this out of the guarded stance now, I think. And, well, I think it might be best to, we could either go for free, no, you know what we're going to do? We're going to play So again, because this is just a really nice effect. Get ourselves this guy and our tutelage and Oathbone. Oh man. By the way, in case it seems like, wow, So is crazy powerful, man. He's just like getting these insane value plays. Well, first of all, yes, it is a very powerful card, but also I've been getting a little lucky. Not gonna lie to you right there. We've been getting a little lucky. But hey, that works out for us, right? Let me go ahead and get this. Thank you very much. Nice. So, we're going into... oh, there we go. Whew. That is a fancy effect, isn't it? Yeah, we've been really working hard on making sure that there's lots of interesting and fun and powerful effects with, you know, that feel satisfying. Oh my god. No! Don't do it! Well, we're alive. We're alive! Oh my god! We're fine, don't worry. I was wondering why she wasn't doing anything. Well, now I know. Okay, into Act 3. We skipped Act 2 entirely. So, you are a Tayak. Luckily enough, this guy is actually great for us because we got this Psychemist here, who is also a Tayak. So I will play this, which will then trigger the rally of our Asphyxiating Wishmonger, giving it Overwhelm. Now that is relevant because Overwhelm can break through through plating, right? So we can attack here. And oh my god, this is, I'm really sorry about this. This is just, you know, I want to show off the game today a little bit. And of course, right now will be the time when everything is the laggiest I have ever seen it. It's just never been this laggy before. I'm really, really sorry. So yeah. Anyway, we'll go in here. We'll play another So. I mean, we've been chaining these things like it's nobody's business, so we might as well keep them going, right? Get everything onto the board again. We are able to maintain a really strong board presence here because of how things have been playing out for us. And then we just, I think we give this guy another 2 health. I want this fella to be nice and powerful. And attack. We're mostly worried about dying right now. So is OP. So is a card that is very powerful, but I do want to point out that keep in mind its mana cost. This is a hard mana cost to fulfill, right? So there's a very powerful effect that is kind of made less powerful by the fact that not that many decks can even play it. And if you can play it, you probably put a lot of time and effort into building a deck in a way that it is going to be powerful. I mean, the deck I'm playing right now is pretty much built around 2 cards, which is Soul and Oathbound, both of which are very, very strong. Okay. What is the act system? Okay, so the act system works like this, where you start the game in act... Apologies. You start the game in Act 1, and as you go through the game, you will go into Act 2 and Act 3 eventually. In Act 1, nothing is different. It's just a normal game. In Act 2, you gain... Oh, can I win right here? You know what? Let me see if I can win. Maybe that can be used a bit better to, like, show things off. Okay, so I attack here. Wait, no, I attack with this guy, right? And then I forgotten my own guy. And I play this Frontline Overseer, which buffs everything by another +1/+1. And then I attack here. And I attack here. And we won. Alright. Very good. And I think that, yeah, that +1/+1 was actually necessary. Hey, look at us. Alright. Very good. Clean W. Let me go ahead and explain the act system really quick. Oh, wait, sorry. Actually, my bad. I went into a single player game, but I still have the replays enabled. Oh no. Ah, oh, crap. Sorry guys. I just did a bunch of spaghetti. Oh no. I need to restart the game. This is just me making a slight mistake here. But what I just did, like an idiot, is I deleted the replay while the game was loading it. You shouldn't do that. But I don't think you guys will do that. I'm just gonna put enough faith into you to not do that. That's my bad for sure. So let me just restart this really quick. Oh yeah. Okay, so we're back here. So let me go ahead and just grab a quick little deck right here. Yeah, why don't we get ourselves something simple here? So let's go into a game. Oh, wait. Ah, god damn it. Give me 1 second. I really am being a little bit spaghetti. Wait, what's happening? Can't choose deck, can't choose deck. Okay. Sorry? It's, yeah, okay. I'm seeing a small issue. This is why we're releasing in only a few weeks. Okay. I got it now. Don't worry about it. Hey, Lord Sexy. Thank you very much for the 50 months.
32 months. Is this available as a wallpaper? IT's awesome.
Hey, Lord Sexy. You mean the loading screen I have? No. Sorry, not yet.
Hi.
So I guess I can show these off a little bit if you guys are interested. So what we have, this is going to be in the loads in the lore page, but we have these kind of
that was quite close. I was about to pull a move next turn.
Hey Devil, yeah, I was worried about that. I was like trying so hard to like maybe put an end to it quickly, but we have these like locations artwork with this. These are all of the different locations in the game, all illustrated by us, and you're gonna be able to kind of like, you know, go on the lore page and visit all of the different locations and learn about them and learn which cards and heroes are from there. Again, this is not currently in the Steam version yet because we kind of want to wait until release to show this stuff off. But I can show you these little artworks here. But yeah, and I think this is no, not this one. Oh, do I not? It seems I don't actually have the one you were talking about in my downloaded right now. But yeah, Anyway, so let me finally get into a single player match. This time for real. There we go. I got it now. Again, apologies that took a little bit long. That was just me kind of messing up a little. Alright. So, here's how the act system works. So you can see we are currently in Act 1, which is indicated by this thing in the center. In Act 1, nothing is changed. It's just the normal rules, right? You use everything is as you would expect it, right? Nothing special. How do you get into the next act? Well, there's two ways mostly. You can see over here this 30, this is the act counter. If I play a card, it ticks down. If I end my turn, it ticks down. Once this reaches 0, at the end of your turn, it will then transition into the next act. The other way to do it is to break a barrier, is what they're called. So every hero has these barriers right here, you can see them. And they are placed at 30 and 15 health. So what that means is if I deal enough damage to my opponent to get her to 13 health, 30 health, then I will break her barrier and we will go into the next act. So I'm going to cheat a little because might as well, you know. Then I can show this off a little better. So we're gonna go ahead and play all of this. But you can see now, oh, yeah, okay, sorry, there we go. Very good. So you can see now we are at 16 here, which isn't quite enough to go into the next act yet. But if we get this to 0, then we will. Or what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to just get her to 30, break that barrier. You can see now this immediately switches to like you're now going to transition into the act, the second act at the end of your turn, and here we go. So now we're in Act 2. In Act 2, you can see up here, both heroes get access to 2 additional mana. So this is just neutral mana, meaning you cannot use it to pay for colored mana costs, but you can use it to pay for neutral mana costs, like this. And this neutral mana, you know, it just kind of accelerates the game a little bit. That is in Act 2. In Act 3, I'll go ahead and trigger everything right here. Whew, that's a bit scary. So if we go to Act 3 really quick, in Act 3, both heroes gain access to their ultimate. So what that means is you can see right here, for Ryder, this is this ability, return up to 5 target permanents to their controller's hand. For our Astromagus, it is this ability, destroy target page. An ultimate can only be used a single time. So while I can use these abilities however often I want, I can only use my ultimate once per game. This right here is a pretty strong effect. So I'm going to actually use it on my own page because it's easier to show off that way. But if I like use this here, it will destroy the companion in that page. And most importantly, it will actually destroy the entire page. So I can't put anything here anymore, as you can see. All right, I just cannot place anything in this space anymore. I can still place stuff over here and any of the unoccupied spaces. So if I even use something like Be Like the Sun really quick to clear the board. And you can see that this space is just... it's just gone. I can't use it anymore because Astromagus destroyed it. Astromagus is scary like that. Yeah, I guess that's probably that. What else is there really to talk about? I can maybe show you like a few fun effects. Any cards or skills that affect the act counter, so is the system non-interactable that way? Yeah, there are a few cards in the game like Blight Baptism. Blight Baptism, if we add that into our hand really quick, or I think it's called Mutation, yes. These two right here, they advance the act counter by 3. So if I play this right here, I activate this on this. Oh, well, actually, I guess we're already in Act 3. But you get it, right? If we were in Act 3 already, we would have moved forward a little bit. So yeah, there are some cards that interact with that for sure. Any cards plan that also delete a page like that? Or is it unique to the hero you're playing right now? So there's actually, okay, there's a card called Condemn, which has also actually a fun visual. What Condemn does, mark target place with no mark target page with no permanence may be placed in this page. So what I can do with this is I can condemn a page like this, right? And then it gets this like fun little thing placed on it. We're still working on some nicer UI for the Astromagus, but I can also not place something here. However, Condemn is a marking, which means it can be overwritten. That's what makes Astromagus a bit different, because Astromagus permanently destroys a page, while Condemn, if I get something like, for example, where we make soldiers, this is another card that places a marking, right? And if I put this here, then it goes away, and instead I end up having this one, and I can place something back in the page again. But yeah, there's a few cards that kind of like interact like that. Is there a card that can reverse the act? No, acts are, they move forward. You can't go back. What's the most expensive card or most powerful card in the game? Well, most powerful, I'm going to leave that up to you, but I can show you what is the card that has the highest mana cost. The most expensive card. That's not a problem. It's a card called the Revolution. And it's actually one of my personal favorite cards. It costs 12 mana to play. And it has beautiful, beautiful artwork. And it has the most metal text in the game. So it has Dawn, the Revolution returns all other permanents to their owner's hand. And Dusk, the Revolution destroys all permanents. Which is just, that is satisfying as hell to say. Both heroes discard their hand and then shuffle the ashes back into their deck and draw 3 cards. So the Revolution comes down, everything goes back, and then after 2 turns, the Revolution goes and destroys everything and kind of resets the game, which is a somewhat funny effect. It's not necessarily super good. I'm not gonna try to tell you that it's particularly amazing, but it is quite entertaining. So you can see here the bot played a bunch of stuff, but the Revolution triggers, everything goes away, everything. Oh wait, actually I get a Batnage. Hey, let's go. Alright, cool, because I discarded it. Everything goes back into the decks and we draw some cards again. And here we are. And now the Revolution is destroyed. Feedback. I feel like deleting the page should be more clear visually. We are working on making this more clear. Currently, what we are working for on most in terms of 3D elements and kind of like visual effects at this stage is actually making the ultimates and hero abilities more impressive. So far, a lot of the hero abilities do just kind of use default effects, but we don't want that. We want for release for them to feel a bit more special. So that's definitely actually something that's already being worked on. I think even this particular effect is like 60 to 70% done already. So yeah, anyway, we got fun card, Sentinel, Sharper Teeth here. Anyhow, any more questions? You said you're going to play a Revolution-based deck in the tourney, right? No, I'm not actually going to be playing in the tournament. I thought we are going to not have like 128 people, but with that many people, I don't think I will be able to play myself. Suggestion, I think after players acquire the mana, it should reorder itself in available mana pool by color, so it's clear what mana you have at first glance. You know what, I understand why you're suggesting this, but it's actually something that makes a big difference, kind of paying attention to what order your opponent's mana pool is in. Because, for example, look at this. You know what, this might even be better to have a look at in the deck builder itself. So if I have a deck, like for example here, my Magnarchitect deck. Magnarchitect has access to 4 Valor, 4 Ambition, and 4 Insight. What this means is that she has access to a very wide range of cards. I mean, look at how many different cards she can play. So paying attention to what order this mana pool is in actually makes a big difference. So for example, you can see that with my mana pool, I have a green and a red as my first 2 mana. Which what that means is I can play a card like Birdsong, which Birdsong is very powerful with Magnarchitect. But if instead my mana pool was something like I have a blue and a green, oh, let me go on, a blue and a red first, then that would really change things drastically. That would mean that, well, this player is not playing Birdsong. This player is probably playing some other cards. Well, what could be a blue and a red card? Maybe that player is playing Avenge or Teach It to Hate. or Wandering Workshop. It's a different style of deck. And so the order in which the mana is actually something that you can learn a lot from, and you should pay close attention to while playing the game and playing against an opponent. So yeah, I understand your suggestion, and honestly, it might make it a bit more visually satisfying, but there's actually a lot of value to paying attention to what order somebody's deck is in, right? So another example of this would be if I have a look at my Crag Warden deck here, right? This deck is set up in a very specific way. You can see, if you look at this, I am playing 1 blue and then I'm building 4 red. Why could I be playing 4 red? Right? And you kind of have to ask yourself, 3 red. And while playing against me, you might want to ask yourself that. Why is Balmy playing 3 red by turn 4? Well, actually, I'm playing 3 red by turn 4 so I can play Tireless Automaton. And now you can already kind of assume that I have this card in my deck. Are the letters on mana cost a colorblind setting that can be turned off? It started out as a colorblind setting. I don't know if you can currently turn it off. Enable letters or mana symbols. I actually haven't tried this. Oh, seems you can't turn it off right now. We're probably gonna like make this work again. Sorry, I haven't actually tested this. What happens when you run out of cards? Then you start taking 1 point of damage every turn, increasing by 1 every turn. So yeah, I guess. Seems there's a colorblind. Oh yeah, there's a colorblind mode. Oh yeah, you can just like, there's a colorblind, you can like lots of different colorblind options. Definitely, yeah, no, of course. Oh, music. I haven't really shown that off. We do have music. We're even working on maybe having a little bit more music at release. Yeah, is the music fixed? Yes, it's fixed. Should be. Okay, I think that's it. Unless there's like some, you know, crazy new questions that you guys feel like we want to talk about. Mobile version not at release. As soon as possible afterwards, but right now for release we are focusing on the PC version. We want to just like make sure that everything is good there, that everything is figured out, you know? I like this music. Rank system? That will be there at release, for sure. I guess that it. I guess that's that. Alright. Well then. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with us. Again, on the 28th of January is when we're actually releasing the game, and well, I hope you will enjoy it. You spend a lot of effort on it. I really working my ass off, frankly speaking, to make this the best it can be, and it's really important to me, and I care a lot about it, and I really hope you will like it. You know, so yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I guess there's that. I don't know if there's gonna be an update video at the end of this month. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go. I'm not gonna make any promises past release. Just not gonna make any. We're just gonna see what happens. Okay? Anyway, so yeah, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys around.